Welcome back to another Reptile Jones video, and this video I'm just kind of giving you guys an update on what's going on in the reptile room. I know videos have been kind of slow as far as me getting some content out there. The last video, the toy review video, I had been sitting on that footage video for a little bit. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna drop it so you guys can view it. You can have an ideal of something that I kind of play around with when you don't see a video up. There's some new video editing techniques and shots and things like that. I just kind of play around with. I really enjoy editing. So, you know, I don't know how soon you'll see something of that, but I mean, we can see up here on the shelf, they are all put away for now. But yeah, certainly sometime here soon I will have something I can show you. That project video for the this thing, the video where I showed you how to make that, that was really my first solid attempt at doing some type of stop motion animation. So you kind of see where I'm at. Needs a little work and I will get there. But I'm working on a lot of working on a lot of other projects in the reptile room, and I'm kind of just holding on to releasing a lot of those not together, but with a schedule in mind. Because you can see here I've got those two tanks that you guys seen I picked up at the Taylor show, but I've got them turned backwards so you can't see what's going on in those. We've got project here, and that's about as much as you're gonna see of that. Well, you will see that in a future video, but you're not gonna recognize, well, maybe some of you might recognize it, but that's for a future video, and if done right, you have no idea that is in that video. But that's just the thing I'm working on. You know, we got everybody going here. The green tree python's doing good. She's up there. Looks like she's caught alluring. I don't know if you can, let me turn this around. Let's see if she'll keep doing it. Let it focus. So you see that her tail is right there above her head. She will wiggle that to try to lure a prey item and close enough for her to strike, but she has now since stopped because a big scary mammal is now watching her. So let's go back to talking about the reptile room. Zoom out. Okay, so you know, things are getting done in the reptile room. Progression is being made. Let me slip on my shoes. We'll go out to the garage a minute. Ooh, we're losing the light. Let's go out to the garage, and now we got light. Take a look at what's going on out here. This is something more that, shut this door because it is way too cold. Oh, now we've definitely lost light. Let's get this going. All right, let's come over here and turn you guys around. Here we go, right here. No, still not really all that great of light. Okay, so I've got two more of these plastic cages. This is literally the only light in here other than what comes through the windows. So yeah, this is bad lighting 101. Let's go over here. So two cages, as soon as it focuses, if it can focus. There we go. Two more. I've got some wood here, here. We're gonna build a stand to put all these on so that it can look nice in the reptile room. So that's a project today. I've been collecting different types of styrofoam for 3D builds for those future cages. Oh look, the male's here. Squirrel. So that's been working on. I got some more of this in the mail the other day. I gotta clean cages. I gotta find light bulbs for this thing. Well, this is one of my favorites. Let's put this is one of my favorite lights, and it's by Zilla. You know, if you've seen an old review video of I don't have them anymore. Nope, those are a different light. Those are not it. Yeah, I really like this. This is the double T5s, but trying to find T5s that aren't super expensive is actually kind of complicated. If you know someone, company or whatever, let me know. But yeah, so that's kind of the stuff I got going on today. But before I end this video, let's go back into the reptile room, and I'm gonna get some animals out, show you guys. If you haven't seen, you know, it's been a while since I've really showed, whoop, close up, extreme close up. It's been a while since you guys seen a lot of my animals that I do have. Boas are doing good. Oh yes, day geckos. So if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you already know, but we have the second set of eggs. I didn't drop them on the floor this time. We have a good chance of them hatching because I didn't drop them on the floor. So that's progression right there, fellas. You know, you can argue all you want. That's moving forward in life. This rack, oops, rack, light, there we go. That rack will probably be up for sale soon. There's 3 snakes left in there, and 2 of them are going into those 2 black cages you've seen out in the garage. I need to get a 3rd cage, which I will be hopefully at the Taylor show on March 9th, getting that 3rd cage. I'll get all those guys moved out, get it cleaned up, and that thing will be available for sale. Pickup only. Well, pickup in Northwest Ohio, possible delivery to Detroit show, Cleveland show, Columbus show, Cincinnati show. You get the idea. The tri-state of Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. If I can drive to one of those shows relatively easy, I might deliver, but you are definitely going to have to prepay in advance. But we can talk about that later because it's not even available yet. But yeah, so we've got a few snakes left down there. I'm going to put you on a tripod because this camera is actually quite heavy and we keep losing focus. So let me set you down, get a few snakes out. We're going to talk to you about them. Oh, I forgot to mention, I started growing plants and it's got bad lighting. Bad lighting. All right, there we go. Growing plants so that way we can have nice bioactive, nice plants for bioactive setups. You know, for things like what's going on in here. But don't look, because you're not allowed. But so yeah, let me put you down on a tripod. Let's get out some animals. Alright, I guess this is probably the best lighting that we're going to come up with, but I don't even have that turned on because it just throws too much backlighting. But anyways, so we're going to try to make this work. Obviously, this is one of my boas. You guys haven't seen her in a while. Let's back up a little bit, see if we can't get any light. Doing quite well, in my opinion. You know, still quite docile, still quite friendly. She is rather dark right now, even without the poor lighting of the video. I do believe she's going to be going into shed. I think she is, you know, pretty much there. So, but doing pretty good. Look at, you know, she's quite a friendly boa, which is nice because you guys know that, you know, sometimes I do educational stuff at libraries and schools and whatnot, and so having the most docile animals is highly beneficial to that. So She has definitely been a great addition to the group, eating strong and you know, doing pretty good. I do want to get these guys out of this rack bin system. That is one of the ongoing behind the scenes projects that I haven't really showed you guys yet, but trust me, there is going to be a time where videos, bunch of high content, good content videos is going to be flooding the channel. I guarantee it, because lots of changes are being made. Let's go ahead and put her back, and let's get out let's get out one of the OGs from the channel. All right, girl, come on. I know. Of course, you guys know this big girl. She's kind of dirty. Her cage is dirty. She is one of them that definitely needs a cage cleaning. But you guys know this big girl that I've had for some time. And I feel like that Britney Spears video, you know, like I'm a slave. I apologize for that. But anyways, so here's this big girl. I mean, she has got some pretty good girth on her. I really strongly considered maybe trying to pair her up with one of the males that I have. But to be completely honest, I thought to myself, yeah, I could probably produce those babies, but what for? What would be the purpose? They would all be normals. Of course, they'd be het for, well, they wouldn't be all normals. She is a hypo. He is alleged hypo. But essentially normal slash hypos, all 100% het for albino, you know. And what if she drops, you know, 30 babies? Like, does the market really need 30 more baby het albinos? Nah, I don't think so. I think it would just be, it'd be senseless. Market isn't going to be, you know, the gene pool isn't hurting to where this girl needs to produce babies. So, you know what? I said, nah, we ain't doing that. We're not doing it just for the sake of doing it. You know, maybe if there was something a little more special to you know, be had other than albinos, which I'm not, don't get me wrong, albinos are obviously very beautiful, but there's a lot of them out there. So this girl doesn't produce any. It's not really going to, you know, negatively impact the gene pool, if you will. You know, you'll be able to find your albino babies. And in fact, these won't even be albinos. These would be het albinos. So even less sought after. So I thought, nah, we're not gonna do that. We don't need to do that. You know, let's just enjoy the animal as a beloved pet, as an animal ambassador to teach people, you know, snakes aren't all that bad. So that is what we have done. We have chosen not to breed her. Chosen. So we're going to put her back, and let's get out another fan favorite for the channel. Okay, so here we go. Here's another fan favorite, another big old bodied snake. Not as big as the Boas, but nonetheless still has some pretty, excuse me, pretty impressive girth. And oh no, hold on. Poop again. There we go. Okay, so you know, still a pretty good snake. Interesting thing with this fella is he used to be a snake that would eat anything I put in front of him, and as of lately, oh, by the way, these guys like to crawl backwards, and it's quite difficult sometimes to hold them when you're not used to backwards locomotion when it comes to snakes. But anyways, he has switched to only wanting to eat baby chicks. Not sure why. He used to eat rats quite easily. He would actually, I could give him, you know, mice, rats, birds, anything, and he ate them. Now, the last probably 4 or 5 meals, he has refused rodents and simply only wants to eat baby chicks, which is no big deal, except for it takes like 4 of them to feed this big fella. I mean, he's pretty good size. You know, he's a good 4.5 feet long at least. Has pretty good sized girth. He can take down a large rat without a problem. Can't a big guy. But other than that, he's doing quite well. And I can't wait to get him into more of a display type setup. Again, I'm moving away from, you know, using racks as least as amount as I can. If I had to use them, I would probably just stick with young animals, only because it's easier to get them going and keep them feeding and whatnot than in a display tank. Once they're kind of established and the animal kind of has confidence in itself and its environment, then display cages are definitely, in my opinion, a good alternative to the rack systems. So let's go ahead and put him back, and let's find something else to show you guys. Here's another snake that is got quite a fan favorite here, and of course that is my scaleless Texas rat. And wouldn't you know it, he is also about to shed. It's a little harder to notice on the scaleless stuff, but I can definitely see like his eyes and everything are really starting to look cloudy. So we're not gonna get him out or keep him out for very long, but you can kind of see, you know, he's doing pretty good. Every time I go to feed him, I'm always amazed at how big he seems to look. So another fan favorite on the channel. Surprised he's actually moving around as much as he is. You ready to go back? Yeah. You're usually a little more calmer. I guess he ain't so bad right now. We'll put you back. Another one that I can, you know, rub the chin on. That's when you know that they're, you know, that they're quite understanding of people, or at least trusting of people, because you can really get close to their head and they don't flinch or freak out. Some snakes absolutely do not want their head touched, and I mean, it's a kind of a sensitive spot. So there he is. We'll go ahead and put him back, and let's get one more snake out before we call this video done for this time. Alright, so let's go ahead and end this video talking about this little beauty of balled upness. And of course, this is my albino ball python, one of the oldest snake that I have in my collection. You know, I've had her for quite some time now. Purchased her way back in 2006 at the Tinley Park Reptile Show, their October show. I drove all the way there to hand pick her up from Garrick DeMeyer of RoyalConstrictors.com. Yeah, and she has been a pleasure to have. That, well, I'm not gonna say the entire time, because there was a few months of high stress, because as we all know, ball pythons like to go off feeding from time to time, especially once they move to, you know, once they're moved into a new location, or even just a new cage. It just takes them a while to kind of gain their confidence back up to where they're trusting to be vulnerable to eat a meal that, you know, that they're gonna have to sit still and digest. But yeah, so a lot of money for this girl back in the day, and I was kind of a noob back then, so, you know, two bad combinations. And but, you know, here she is. She's still alive and well all these years later. So what's that? So it's 19, so what, we 13 years? Yeah, well, at the end of 19 it'll be 13 years. So very, very beautiful snake. So that's it. I know I didn't show you a lot. I really am trying to save all that for a future video. There will be a reptile room tour video coming, but it's going to happen when all the cages, like those are done, that rack is going to be complete with cages. This big cage won't be here. The day geckos are getting something different, something a little more manageable. Oh, startled ya. What's the matter? Something a little bit more manageable isn't quite the right word. I don't know. I don't really like this setup. I don't like that you come in. You got to open the lids on the top to get in, and those day geckos are notorious for when they get spooked, they just run up. So you can kind of already figure out the problem. Spooked gecko, open lid. I'm tired of chasing geckos. In fact, this is in here. This is gecko catching 101 right here. Because once they get up high, you can't, even if you get a chair, by the time you set the chair down and you step up on it, boom, 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 across the wall they go. You need this. So this is a minnow net. I got it at Myers for a couple bucks. You see? There's the brand name. But this stays in the reptile room because I sometimes got to catch geckos. And then you add in those little babies that may hatch. But anyways, changes, big changes are coming. And that's all I want to say right now to kind of build the suspense. But yeah, I'm excited for what's coming. It is actually going to be more of who I am, what got me into this hobby, and away from the hobby / commercial breeding kind of mentality. It's going back to my roots, what got me into this, you know, where my original love for these animals and similar type animals, because, well, that's going to be a whole other rant. But anyways, stay tuned for that. If you stayed till this long and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. YouTube's doing its stuff, and you might not get notified. Even if you have hit it again, and we will catch you in the next video.
Shut up and sit down.